This video will introduce you to search folders, but before we create a search folder, it's useful to really quickly recap the significance of classifications and attributes. Earlier videos showed you could create both file classifications and case classifications. These case classifications, for example, allow you to store a whole range of different attributes about your participants or other units of measure. Similarly, the file classifications allow you to do exactly the same for different metadata about the files in your project. A search folder enables you to take advantage of these attributes and harness them to create automatic folders of content. These are stored within the search area of Folder View. If you open up search folders in the sample project, you'll see there are some examples already here. For example, here is a folder for 3 generations down east, men, and when I click on this, it will automatically find all of the files that match these attributes. If we right click and go to search folder properties, this dialog will open and show you the search criteria that is used. Here we can find it is looking for codes and cases, where the person's gender equals the value male, and where the person's generations down east equal the value 3 or more. Search folders are an excellent way for you to organise your data, and they can save you a lot of time later when you're creating queries. So let's create one together. To create a new search folder, I right click on search folders and click New Search Folder. The window opens as before, but this time I need to specify the criteria. I'm going to keep this one simple and just choose female for the name. This is because I'm going to just find all of the cases where the attribute gender equals female. To create this, I need to go to the search criteria, and first off, in the look for drop down, select codes and cases. Here I can tick the classified items where option, choose the attribute I'm looking for, in this case person and gender, and click OK, and then I can leave this as equals value and female and click OK. If I scroll down and click on my new folder, I can see this is working correctly. As I expected, Susan, Patricia, Mary, Maria, Margaret, Helen, Dorothy, Betty and Barbara are all in this list. More importantly, all of these survey participants whose gender isn't clear to me are also available. To make this even more useful, I'll need to repeat the process for the men, but I can save myself a bit of time. As such, I'm going to right click on this folder and copy it, then right click here and paste. Once again I can scroll down and see the folders here. If I right click and choose search folder properties, I can edit this dialog box by going to general and choosing the name male, and then editing the search criteria to switch the female to male, and then clicking OK. At this point, I'm going to revisit the Generations Down East search folder. If I right click and go to folder properties, you'll be able to see that there is actually an option for advanced. When we were creating our previous search folder, we were using this intermediate tab. Under advanced, you can add multiple layers of logic by choosing different forms, just as we did in the previous tab, but we can layer them up. So for example, age group, just as before, and I can select and add to list. Here you can see search folders would enable you to develop really fine controlled folders that bring different lists of participants. For the purposes of this project, filtering this down to 30 to 39 in addition to Generations Down East and Mill would be too precise. so this isn't particularly useful and I won't save it. However, before I close the dialog, I do want to just revisit the intermediate option. Here you can see not only can you look for codes and cases, but you can also look for a whole variety of different file classifications and data types. Here you can search for classifications, date ranges, stuff by certain users, and a whole more. This is very similar to the advanced search dialog, and you'll see there are thousands of possible combinations of options that you can use here to limit and find your data. Once again, creating search folders can really save your time with queries. For example, if you do need to query a certain group over and over again, if you can refine this with attributes and use cases or file classifications, it will save you having to manually tick items over and over again.